Hello and welcome to the Extreme Divers channel. Today's video will be about a special dive we did back in July 2025. This was a special dive for me because it was only my second dive beneath 40 meters. In addition to this was also my first dive on today's site. You guessed it, we dove on the Donator, also known as Prosper Chaffino, which is a shipwreck located in the south of France, between the islands of Porquerolles and Porquerolles. This wreck is renowned as one of the most, if not the most, beautiful dive site in the south of France. Many divers across Europe gather to dive on this special site. The Donator was a ship that sunk in 1945 hitting a German mine. Fortunately, no sailor lost their life because a Royal Air Force plane was just near the location to rescue them. While hitting the mine, the boat broke into two pieces which are distinctly explorable. Today, we will go exploring the biggest piece that's left of the boat, including the stern, the helm, and the propeller. Without wasting any more minutes, let's go straight into the dive. Right after leaving the boat, we sunk using the lifeline before leaving it and dropping right near the hull of the ship. This was truly impressive because the visibility was immaculate and we had a whole view of the boat sitting right on the sandy bottom. Then we went straight toward the propeller to reach the deepest point of the dive at right around 50 meters deep. After this, we went straight on the first deck and continued towards the helm. You can clearly see where the captain used to command and lead the ship. At this point, we were at around 40 meters, which was clearly something that I was more comfortable with. Then we continued our voyage on the first deck, and you can clearly see the amount of surface that the boat used to possess. Also, in this video, you will see that the sea current was quite important and we had a hard time to keep a nice trim and protect ourselves from the current. You can see the lifeline behind us, which is quite bent, indicating a high current. We continued our journey towards the center of the deck, where you can see big tanks and also huge winches that were used to move cargo around the ship. We can also see where the tower used to be before falling off in the 1990s. It was truly amazing to see how these structures resisted the time underwater. You could distinctively understand where the objects used to be and how the sailors could navigate on the deck. Then we went towards the front of the ship where the accommodations for the sailors used to be, and then entered probably a loading area or cargo area where you can rest before going back into the current. That's exactly what I did, because I was quite tired because I did a poor job protecting myself on the deck because I was too concentrated on filming. As you can see, there are old objects lying on the floor of the ship into this old wreck because it kind of felt like cave diving. We then headed back towards the deck and continued our journey towards the front of the ship. At this point, it was probably the most beautiful sight of the dive, seeing all these beautiful colored fish and gorgonias making for a truly colorful atmosphere. one you'll never forget on your first dive in this site. At last, I was running out of air and it was already time to get back up. Fortunately for us, the visibility and the amount of divers on site were quite on our side. We also had the luxury to see those fishes going back towards the surface as we came up. I hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure to like and subscribe if you want to see more content like this. I really enjoy narrating these special dives. Comment if you enjoy these dives like I do. I will leave you with the dive parameters.